Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Linda Feli, as you already know, and I'm so grateful to have you here. If it's your first time, please subscribe, share, and comment, and stay tuned because you're about to discover a lot of things. As you already read on the title of this video, I will be sharing my experience coming from Congo to Canada, my journey, my trip. I had a lot of things. So today, finally, I've decided to share it with you. You're very special, so I'm grateful for that. Stay tuned. All right, so let's start. All in all, I'm grateful to God because, my trip, it was amazing, kind of amazing and also stressful. But I will not start with the stressful part yet. Let me start from the beginning. So I started getting ready for my trip when I was at my 11th grade. My before my final year of high school, right? So if I can say it according to the way we say it in Congo, I was at my second man, I can say it in French, right? My 11th grade. So then, when I was in my 11th grade, I didn't really realize the impact of what it can happen because I was very focused in school, guys. I was focused in school. I didn't have time to be, to divide or to share my focus into two. I was focused in school and church. That was my life. People who know me, they know better what I'm talking about, right? So it was 2017 where I finally decided. I mean, I had to start the process. I started by getting ready to have my passport and all that, all the requirement, and share. I mean, send it to my mom who was here already. So for me, I was not realizing how it can happen. I was so focused in school. I was really focused. So for me, I didn't see, I mean, I was just like, it will happen. I will have the visa one day and I will go abroad. Finally, I went to my final grade, my 12th grade. I graduated in high school. And then was the time for me to decide whether am I going to stay waiting for my visa for Canada and then to travel, or I have to do another thing? There's one thing, guys, another mistake that we usually do as Africans. Once you know that you are going abroad, a lot of Africans, they lose focus. I mean, if you are studying, you will stop. Some people, they'll just stop like, I, I don't have. I know that if you study in Africa, it may not be the exact same thing here. You will have maybe to adjust here and there, but still, you need to be focused to remain focused. So in 2018, I graduated and my mom couldn't let me go to university, but because she knew that I will go to Canada, I will travel. So there were no point for me just to waste the money since I will not even finish the year. But in me, I couldn't just take it to stay home, guys. Even if it was for 4 months, it was too much for me. So I decided to go into one of the university in my city, in Ibu, in medicine um, program. I hit the first month, second month, and the third month, I think, in December, I had to go in Uganda. Uganda is one of our neighbors' country. So I went to Uganda for just the purpose of this trip. We had to run some exams and all that. So from there now, I realized that it was serious. I mean, I was praying for this and I knew it will happen, but there was something in my mind telling me that, Linda, you have just to keep pushing hard on your studies in case, I was not wishing bad thing, but someone needed to be very focused and in something. So I was going to school, doing my exams, studying for my exams. I was so focused. I even remember we did one exam, I think, of biology. It was so hard. I was studying so hard. I was like, one part of me was telling me, Linda, what are you doing? You're not even going to use all these things. But I was just like, I have to do it. I don't want to stay home and being just useless or whatever. I wanted to go to school. So when we were in Kampala, then I started realizing that I'm going. This thing is working. When we came back, we did all the exams, and I remember we went in December, and then in February our visa was already out. It went so fast. I'm so grateful to God. It went so fast. I was so happy about it. And from then, I mean, still, I wanted just my connection with my studies was too much. And even not with my studies, but with just my city, my town, my family, my friends was so big. I didn't tell anyone that I was traveling. I was going to Canada. Even my closest friend, they knew it. I think 3 or 2 weeks before my trip. Was like I was focused in another thing, and I didn't want to share it. I mean, to talk here and there, and we know the history, we know Africa and all that. So in in February, as I said, our visa came out, and then we decided to choose one date for our day. My mom asked me when am I comfortable to travel. I mean, to come. And then I decided to go with April because I wanted to stay with my family a little bit, with my friend there before coming here. So finally in April we booked our ticket was for April 17th, but we had to leave the town, our city, Bunia, at least 5 days before. So it was like it's April 13th we started the journey. I'm saying we because I was not alone. I came with my siblings, with my little brother and little sister. She's in Toronto with my mom. So by then they were too young. The girl was about 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old, and the boy was 11. So I was the oldest and I had to be there for them. So the funniest things you are just about to discover. Guys, my struggle started when we left Bunia for Uganda. But when we left Bunia, it was a little bit good because I had a lot of people coming from Bunia. They speak Swahili, and then we arrived at Paida. That's already in Uganda. Then we changed the car. Then we took the bus to Kampala. My English was so bad at that time, so bad. At school in Congo, we learned English in school, but we don't use it. So we just study for just for marks, just to have good grades. But we don't really use it. So my English was a little bit of theory. I was not practicing anything. No. So once I hit him out, I mean, once we arrived in Kampala, the struggle started there, but I was still able to understand because Ugandan English, it's not that bad. It's not that hard as American English. The pronunciation is a little bit clear. You see? You understand? I'm sorry, it's clear. And if you already have the background of that theory of English, you can understand it. So we spent like 3 days in Eteb, 3 to 4 days, I think. And then the final day came. I mean, the 17th. So our flight was supposed to be at 3 a.m., 3:30 actually, and I just decided to be there earlier since I had my bad English problem or issue at that time, and I didn't want to be late and having issue to communicate with them in case of problem or anything like that. So we went there around 12 a.m. so that we have 3 hours to do whatever we had to do. Since I was alone, the lady who helped us, she couldn't come inside the airport. She had to stay outside. So I was the only one with all our luggage, our baggage, our even my siblings. They were depending on me. So I had to be there on time and take care of everybody, even myself, including my English. So we wanted our baggage, and then we now went to the onboarding section where we had to give our visa and run everything just to confirm that's the last checking. You know it. That last checking was the worst, the worst experience ever I had. So I was for our flight, I was one of the first person to come, and even to stand there. So I was very happy. Everything will go smooth, and I will take my my sibling to the waiting room before our flight time. There was some time when devil wanna mess up with you. He will hit you when it's painful. I mean, even the place where it's very painful is the exact place where the devil will hit you so hard. The devil decided to hit me and my English, which was my problem. So what happened? My our visa, when they scanned our visa, it got rejected. I just saw the one of the agent coming towards me, like he had our passport, and coming he asked me, "Where did you get your visa? Where is it coming from? Do you have any idea?" I say, "Yes, it was coming from Dakar." I say, "It's coming from Dakar." So, and my mom is in Canada. I was just trying. Now I'm telling you, it's even better. But at that time, just trying to say like our visa is coming from Dakar. It took me even 3 minutes to find that sentence. It was a struggle for me. And then I was like, what am I supposed to what am I supposed to do? I don't know anything about this. I just know that our visa, it's a very good visa. It comes from Dakar, and it's not a fake one. Even the agent tell me like this visa seems very good, but I don't know. She didn't know what was the problem. Like she said, I don't know what's the problem. It just it's not I mean it's just getting rejected. So even they were even confused. She went, it was a lady, she went to call one of his colleague. The other guy came, and then they started talking around the computer, trying to do whatever. And by the time when they're still there, people are coming, then they are going to the waiting room, and then you know they spend like 2 hours, no solution. They don't know what's going on. They even called the manager of their whatever things, of their um that department. The person came, but was like, I don't know what's the problem. So I told them that I speak French. And then they say, "Oh yeah, so if you speak French, maybe can your situation may go to Nairobi, to Kenya. We have to contact Nairobi so that they will help us to know what is the problem." They called Nairobi. Unfortunately, I think they were not available. It was like they didn't have any answer from them. They tried again to call another level, like no solution. They were coming just back to me, and I was getting so nervous when they are coming back to me. I was praying, I was shaking. I was just in prayer, because prayer, you don't need English for praying now. Come on. You can pray in Swahili, you can pray in Lingala, in whatever language that you are comfortable in. So I was just calling God. And then I called my mom, who was already here in Canada. I said, "Mom, our visa got rejected and they don't know what's the problem." My mom she told me after, she said that when I called her, she was in a restaurant. So immediately in the restaurant, she went on her knees, starting praying, because she said, "I don't know what else to do. I will be just praying. This is our own way. I mean, our only way to find a solution to the problem that we do not understand, the problem that are out of our control." So she said she immediately uh, ran to the knees and started praying. And by my side, like my sister was so tired, because it was around 1 a.m. in the morning. She was supposed to be sleeping. She was just 8 years old. I was feeling so bad for her. And she was like, "Oh, I want to sleep, Daddy, yeah, Linda, I want to do what." I was like, "Please, you have to stand up. We will go in the wedding room, but let's pray, okay? You know how to pray." And I was just encouraging them to pray with me so that everything will be okay. But within me, I was shaking, like, what if this thing is more serious than I'm thinking? What if we have to stay? How it's gonna be? Guys, can you imagine? You already decide, you already tell your friend, you already told them that I'm going abroad. And you even left the city, the town. They know you are on your way where to Canada. And then your visa getting rejected. And you have to do what? To come back. It will be like a big mess up. Oh God, I'm so thankful to God. He did not allow that thing to happen to me, to us, in fact. So I decided just to pray, guys. I didn't have another solution. But yeah, the pressure was too much on me, and I was panicking. I was praying at the same time. It was crazy moment. So around around 2:30, that checking room was already empty. It was remaining just me, my siblings, and the two agents who were helping us, the lady and that man. So I was already losing hope. I was losing my way of praying. I was like, "Oh my goodness, it's already 3:30. Everybody's supposed to be on the plane around 3 a.m. It's already 2:30, so only 30 minutes remaining for me to be on that plane." So we stayed there. There were nothing I had to do, and even them, they were stuck. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't even ask, because I was going back and forth, going to ask them what's going on. How is it now? Is it anything I have to do? Do I have to call Canada, my mom? Oh my goodness! Even if I had to call my mom, what will my mom do? She's not working in immigration or whatever. It was just crazy, guys. God is good all the time. So, guys, finally at 3:27, 3 a.m. 27 minute, our flight was supposed to take off at 3:30, right? But at 3:27, I will never forget that this 3:27. It meant a lot for me. At 3:27 minutes, one of the agents came to me. He said, "It's okay, take your passport, you may go." I was like, "What? Is he kidding me? Because it's already 3:27. Who is there? They probably, I mean, they're probably going already. Is he just wanna give up on us and just giving us a fake hope or whatever?" Because I don't know how to explain what any my opinion. Like, I was so mad. My hand were even shaking. By the time he came to me, I was like, whatever, let me just go. I have kids here. I don't wanna do something crazy. I don't wanna talk anyhow. I just took my sister and asked my brother to take one of our handbag, because our all our baggage was supposed to stay there. I didn't even know what they did with that. I was just like, let me go. Anything will take care of itself. We went to where we have to do our I mean the final checking, I think, something like that. I had to do uh my handprint. So before going to the waiting room, we did it. I was shaking. It was even I had so many difficulty to take my handprint because I was shaking so bad. Pressure is not a good thing. Stress is not a good thing at all. So I was shaking, and then I was like, whatever, I have just to go. Even the person who was helping me there was laughing at me so bad. I was just like, it doesn't matter now. Let me just go. I went to the waiting room. When we just arrived to the waiting room, everybody was still there, guys. I was like, what's going on? I even tried with my English. I went to one guy there, asked, what happened? I was like, I I didn't forget this phrase. He just told me like, uh, the flight was delayed. I was like, what? Why they didn't tell me? I mean, when the flight is delayed, they can even announce it, right? But they didn't announce. I was there till the last minute. They didn't say anything. So I just, it doesn't matter what happened. For me, I took it as a miracle. I took it as God decided to test my, my oh my goodness, my patience, to show me how much He loves me, how much is there for me. It doesn't matter what I'm going through, what the devil is trying to do in my life, the devil will never succeed. That's if I put my trust in God, indeed He will show up. He will do anything. I know in that flight we had very big personalities, we had businessmen, we had a lot of people, but God decided to keep them waiting, just waiting for me and my siblings. It was a miracle for me, because when we just arrived in the wedding room, after I mean, it was even less than 30 seconds. Immediately they tell us to go into the airplane. I was shocked. I was shocked that day. I learned a big lesson of my life. Guys, let's trust God. When you think that you're in control of everything, you're wrong. Because when you're in control of everything, devil will mess up I mean, he will mess up so badly with you. All your plans can go like this in water. But if God is the one on control, oh, then nobody can mess up his plan. Nobody. Nobody. Devil can never mess up God's plan. And I saw it in my life that day. I realized that when God says yes, nobody's gonna say no. I didn't even have time to ask them, now what happened? What happened? How did you find the solution? I didn't have that time. So, and then, yeah, this how my experienced wet, and then we were able to fly until uh, we 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 left Kampala. I mean, no, Uganda was on 16th, and we arrived here and on the 17th. So today I have four 4 years, 4 good years in Canada. I know my English is not good yet, but I'm improving. I'm even glad to do this video, this long video in English, because I know myself. I was not that good. I even remember when I first went out in Canada, I went to the grocery mall, a grocery store. My struggle, even it was even worse because you cannot compare your English, your Ugandan English, to an American or a Canadian English. It's not the same thing. They may have, no, I know that they have the similar word, it's the same words, but the pronunciation it you can hear something like you understand it, but since my English was not already good, so my struggle was big, was very big. And when I first went out to the grocery store, the struggle was even worse. So that one is another story, but this is my story coming from Congo to here. It was not easy for me. Hmm? So even I remember when we had to take our second flight at Istanbul, it was the same thing because the people we were with, they were just speaking English, and me with my French, I was trying my best. But finally, I was able to bring my siblings in Canada by the grace of God. And today I'm working so hard on my English. Even here, I didn't go to school to have this English. No, I'm just learning by myself with friends, with at work, and yeah, I'm using it. So don't you laugh at my English, right? One day, one day we will be there. We'll be perfect. We'll be good. So it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you a lot. And also, maybe during this week I will share some videos about immigrations to Canada, how the process with every possibilities. If you can be interested, stay tuned and I will share the video very soon. Thank you so much.